Welcome back to Shy's new Who rewatch, where I rewatch every single episode of New Who's Time with Eccleston to celebrate the 21 years it's been back on our screens. If you've never seen me before, if you're like, how has this troll knoll become sentient and started a YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, um, yeah, I'm Shy. I cover all things nerdy, weird, spooky, horror, sci-fi, fantasy related. And yeah, if that's a little bit of you, then, click subscribe and you know where to go. The links for other places are everywhere on this channel. So yeah, take a look. We are diving into the sontaran stratagem, the sontaran two-parter that we have because, Martha's been gone for 4 episodes. That's clearly enough time before ringing the doctor. Because obviously she gave him a phone. The phone starts to ring. It's the first use of this phone. One of the only uses of this phone, might I add. And she's like, I'm bringing you home. We need you. And he's like, oh, but like, Donna wanted to do something that wasn't post-apocalyptic or, had huge, huge consequences for her and her family. So Martha is working at unit now. They fast-tracked her so that she could become a doctor quickly, which, okay, I guess. But she's like, oh yeah, I was in such danger with the doctor, sort of starts saying to Donna that her family were like imprisoned and all of that because of the doctor. And it's like, no, it's because of the master. And you think you're much safer with UNIT? They still deal with the alien stuff, but they have guns and less knowledge. And this is obviously the new version of UNIT. There's a bit of a mention of like the Brigadier, like John Pertwee era UNIT. Where it's described as more homespun, and the Doctor quite liked that because the Doctor loves Brigadier, and so do we. Like, I love Brigadier. I think he is one of the most amazing Classic Who companions, friends of the Doctor, etc. So we see the new unit. It's basically become soldiers with guns who know about alien tech. That's about it, right? So a lot of them are very trigger happy, which the Doctor does not like. They're investigating Atmos, but they have Atmos systems in their vehicles. Makes little to no sense. The reporter who dies also has an Atmos system in her car. Realistically, Atmos can't be in every car. It can't be in like classic cars. So get a classic car, Just get a vintage car, rent a car, whatever that doesn't have an Atmos system, because not every car ever manufactured is going to be Atmos. It's not. It just can't be. So she obviously does her investigation. It's like, oh, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. We find out that the creators of Atmos systems are a very clever kind of wunderkind who is played by Ryan Sampson, right? He is just a colossal knobhead. He is one of those kids who's like, I'm cleverer than everyone else. So, like, this is the clever people. And he basically starts an X-Men school, except instead of superpowers, they've got money and have to answer to a child. Like, so he had figured out, that these Atmos systems were going to kill everybody, and he was saving the cleverest people, which he tells the others in the next episode. But he's also dealing with a mysterious set of partners, which, why try and hide it? We know it's the Sontarans. Like, you see the name of the episode, it's the Sontarans. It is. And similar to Classic Who, they are still little potato people, which I say little potato people. I am shorter than the Sontarans. I'm going by Dan Starkey's height because he is typically the Sontaran that we see when we think of Sontarans, and he is 5'2". So yeah, I'm quite a lot shorter than Sontarans. But yes, they're still little potatoey people whose weakness is in the back of the necks, so that they always have to face their opponents, right? Which is great when people don't know their weakness, but the Doctor does. So Donna realizes that no one here ever gets sick, right? She's like, well, there's no sick days, there's nothing like that. Like, surely that's really, really weird, right? So, she super tempts it. She investigates in her own way. Yeah, there's a lot of Martha Donna stuff. There's a lot of like, oh yes, well be careful. There'll come a point where you want to leave. And at one point, Donna does say to the doctor, "Yeah, do you know what? Like, I'm gonna go," but what she means is I'm gonna go visit my family, right? And the doctor gets really sad and is like, oh, because he thinks that she's leaving for good. It's like, no, she's just gonna go visit her family because they're in the area. It's like, you're in the area where you found it. You're like, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna pop over. I'm gonna visit them, see what happens. In most cases, but yeah, this episode, I don't like the fact that it's like, oh yes, oh, who are the mysterious people that he's in league with? It's the Sontarans. It's the damn Sontarans. But yeah, on that note, let's move on to the Poison Sky, which is, second part of the two-parter. We've seen the Sontarans. We've had an interaction with them. And yeah, obviously Dan Starkey's not playing Strax in this. He's playing Score, who is basically Strax before Strax was Strax, I guess, because they are a clone race, but we do have that one that has, like, I think his name's Stahl. He has, like, a little chin situation. He's got, like, a little, I wouldn't even say goatee, soul patch. He's got a soul patch. And yeah, it's like, why? Why does that Sontaran get to have a soul patch and, like, the rest of them are, like, little bold potato men? I don't know. Maybe he had special permission from the Sontaran commander or some shit. But yeah, we have the fake Martha because they love a creature in goo. They love a good creature in goo, do they, on Doctor Who? And yeah, this creature in goo is a copy of Martha. And the Doctor knew that she was a copy from the second that she said that she wasn't going to ring her family, because obviously Martha is very family centric, as we saw with her leaving the TARDIS to keep her family safe, right? There was a lot of turmoil going on. But yeah, this Martha is like, yeah, why would I ring my family? It's like, because the world might be coming to an end. The Atmos car also, like, basically nearly kills Wilf, and it's like, how fucking dare you? How dare you try and kill Wilfred Mott? Like, of all of the characters, Sylvia, take Sylvia, please. If Sylvia has no haters, I am dead. I say this a lot, but she's just such a pill. She's so mean to Donna and she's so mean to Wilf for no reason, right? She's the typical, like, nagging mother, and it's like, I don't think I've ever seen her smile or be happy in the slightest, except for that time that intern left, where they go on holiday to, like, a nice hotel. That's the only time I think I've seen her smile in the whole time that she is around, basically. We get, like, a Rose jump scare very, very briefly. The Doctor just really misses the Brigadier. He hates the new unit, and it's hilarious that he's like, oh well, this is not what unit used to be, because it's not. But yeah, obviously they're stuck on Earth. And then we then have the silly little boy telling the rest of his, X-Men school that, oh yeah, I have a breeding program set up, and, we're gonna be okay because we're the clever people. He then has a thing of going, I'm cleverer than you, I'm cleverer than all of you. But the thing is, unfortunately, every time I see Ryan Sampson, I just think of Grumio from Plebs. I love him in Plebs. I think he's brilliant. But yeah, he does, like, he literally stamps his foot like a child. He stamps his foot like a child because they walk out on him, and that's like, yeah, but a bit of an ick. Like, little bit of an ick, to be honest. Like, and then he says to the Sontarans, he's like, well, yes, I did everything you wanted. And it's basically him going, boo-hoo, my potato friends won't play with me. Because that's just, yeah, that's it. But yeah, obviously the Doctor has the funny thing of, like, are you my mummy, when he puts the gas mask on? Because the 10th Doctor at this point, it's like he's given in his 2 weeks notice. He can be silly. He can do what he wants. There's no real stopping him. He's just a silly little guy. Obviously we find out that Martha is engaged to Tom Milligan at the end, after obviously everything happens. And then she ends up with Mickey. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. I mean, I know they probably couldn't get Tom Ellis again, but it's confusing. We're now going to get into the Doctor's daughter, or as David Tennant, when he sits down his kids, says, and that, kids, is how I met your mother. Because yeah, David Tennant got very, very lucky. He became the Doctor, because obviously he was a huge Doctor Who fan when he was a kid. He got the role of the Doctor. He met his wife on the set of Doctor Who. And then when he married her, he became the son in law of the Doctor, as well as being the Doctor himself. Like, kind of weird that he married a woman that played his daughter, but hey ho, she came out of a machine, so it's not as valid. So yeah, Martha tags along with the Doctor and Donna on one more final mission. They are sent hurtling through time and space. They arrive at this place where there seems to be a war, an age-old war. No one knows how long it's been going on. It's been going on for generations, right? And almost immediately, the Doctor's hand is put into this machine. He's all scarred up, and a woman walks out made from his DNA. So technically, within the first 5 minutes, the Doctor becomes a father. Immediately hates his daughter because she's born a soldier, because she's pretty much had a gun put in her hand as soon as she's born. And Martha gets kidnapped by the Hath, which I am sure that David loved saying Hath. The way that he said Hath, he's like, who are they? The Hath. Like, the way that he says it, it's like he definitely derived a lot of joy from like saying Hath continuously in this episode. And I can't blame him. I think it's a fun word to say. I love when David gets a little bit silly with the dialogue. I love it. So yeah. Jenny is not a lot like the Doctor in his mind, right? She sees him as a soldier. He doesn't see himself as a soldier. He hates soldiers, as we know. And what's one thing worse than a soldier to the Doctor? A soldier that has his DNA, right? So she is very much like him. She's very headstrong. She knows what she wants, despite only being like a few minutes old, right? So Donna is trying to get the Doctor to like Jenny, as well as, trying to figure out when this war started, what exactly they're looking for, because the soldiers and the Hath are both looking for the source, so the source of all power. They don't know what it is. They're fighting over it to see who can get to it the first, right? I've always loved the Hath design as well. Like, yes, like a weird little kind of fish creature with like a mouthpiece that bubbles. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is the Doctor Who that we need to protect, quite frankly. I really enjoyed this episode. I can't lie. I think it is one of the best episodes of Doctor Who that we've got, really. Of season 4, that is. But yeah, obviously it involves the Doctor's backstory. We learn, I say we learn, it's alluded to prior, but we learn that the Doctor also, had children. He reveals to Donna that he was a dad, which, again, Russell T Davies, you wrote this. You were there. You were in the writer's room. Why did you then go on and say that Time Lords are barren, including the Doctor? J'accuse? No, stop it. Anyway, just one of many examples where the Doctor's like, yeah, I was a dad. I have kids. I have grandkids, because obviously we have Susan, who travelled with him, like, in the first Doctor era in the 60s. But anyway, if I get into that, I'm gonna get upset. So the Doctor reveals that he is a dad. So Donna is learning a lot about the Doctor, right? So she is learning that he was a dad. She is also learning that he has his hand in a jar. He just has it in the TARDIS. And Donna's like, what? Like, why do you just randomly have your hand? Like, literally, why? But yeah, so the dynamic of Donna and the Doctor very much is disapproving father and the mother that has to make up for it, really, when it comes to Jenny. Martha's off doing her own thing with her own adventure, right? You know how she then gets like stuck in this quicksand? I thought the quicksand and sludge was going to be a much bigger problem based on like, a lot of media. But no, I've never come across it, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, like Martha then leaves them after Jenny sadly passes away. She gets shot. She doesn't regenerate. The Doctor loves her after all of this time. And he's like, she's like me. She'll regenerate. She'll regenerate. After they find out that the source is plants, it's life, and they're all dying for no reason. They're dying over plants, which is kind of funny. But yeah, the Doctor cries over Jenny, and then they jet off, and so does Jenny. Jenny also jets off at the end. And yeah, we never ever see her again. She could have been so good. I know that we see her in some Big Finish stuff, but I want to physically see Jenny. I want to see what she's like, what she does with herself, what adventures she goes on. And yeah, it's a cool episode. I really, really enjoy this episode. But there could have been more done with her. But anyway, we are done with these 3 episodes. We will then be moving onwards and upwards to the River Song episodes, and then towards the end of David Tennant's era as the Doctor. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen today, if you like nerdy stuff, weird stuff, spooky stuff, horror, sci-fi, fantasy, and just anything nerdy, then stick around, because there's going to be plenty more for you.